The 3-year rule: build an unrecognizable life with patience. 3 years ago, I was stuck in a cycle of instant gratification, jumping from one quick fix to another, wondering why my life never seemed to change. Then I discovered something that completely transformed everything: the 3-year rule. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this simple concept is the secret weapon that separates those who achieve extraordinary transformations from those who remain exactly where they started. We live in a world obsessed with overnight success stories. Social media feeds us a constant stream of "I changed my life in 30 days" content, making us believe that real transformation should happen quickly. But here's the truth: nobody wants to tell you. The most profound, lasting changes in life don't happen in weeks or months. They happen in years, specifically 3 years. The 3-year rule isn't just another productivity hack. It's a fundamental shift in how you approach your entire existence. It's about embracing the compound effect of small, consistent actions and trusting in a process that most people abandon after just a few months. The power of 3 years. Why 3 years? Science gives us the answer. Neuroplasticity research shows that it takes approximately 1,000 days of consistent practice to truly rewire your brain and establish new neural pathways. That's roughly 3 years. Your brain literally restructures itself during this period, making new behaviors feel natural instead of forced. Think about it. 3 years ago, who were you? What were your habits, your mindset, your daily routine? If you're like most people, you're probably a completely different person today. The question is, was that change intentional, or did it just happen to you? When you apply the 3-year rule consciously, you take control of that natural transformation process. You become the architect of your own evolution. The compound effect in action. Let me paint you a picture of what 3 years of intentional growth looks like. Imagine you decide today to read for just 20 minutes every morning. That's roughly 10 pages a day. Doesn't sound like much, right? But over 3 years, that's over 10,000 pages and approximately 50 books. You've essentially given yourself a master's degree in whatever subjects you chose to explore or consider fitness. If you commit to working out just 3 times a week for 3 years, that's over 450 workout sessions. Your body will be completely transformed, not just physically, but at a cellular level. Your cardiovascular system, muscle fiber composition, bone density, and hormonal profile will all be fundamentally different. But here's where it gets really interesting. These changes aren't just additive, they're multiplicative. As you become more knowledgeable through reading, you make better decisions. As you become physically stronger, you gain mental resilience. As your confidence grows from consistent achievement, you take on bigger challenges. It's the compound effect in action. Fighting the resistance. Now, let us address the elephant in the room. Why do more people stick with the 3-year rule? The answer is resistance. Not just external resistance, but internal resistance. That voice in your head that whispers doubt when progress feels slow. Month 1 is exciting. You're motivated, energized, ready to conquer the world. Month 3, reality sets in. Progress feels slow. The novelty is worn off. Month 6, you start questioning if it's worth it. This is where most people quit. They abandon their 3-year vision for the immediate gratification of something new and exciting. But here's what successful people understand. The magic happens in the messy middle. Between month 6 and month 18, when motivation has faded and discipline becomes your only companion. This is where character is built. This is where transformation occurs in silence, away from the spotlight of initial enthusiasm. The key to overcoming resistance is to embrace what I call invisible progress. Just because you can't see dramatic changes day to day doesn't mean nothing is happening. Every day you show up, every small choice you make in alignment with your 3-year vision, you're laying another brick in the foundation of your future self. Practical application. So how do you implement the 3-year rule in your own life? Start with these 3 steps. First, choose your identity, not just your goals. Instead of saying, "I want to lose weight," declare, "I am becoming someone who prioritizes health and vitality." Instead of "I want to make more money," say, "I am developing into a person who creates value and builds wealth." Your daily actions should align with this future identity. Second, embrace micro-consistency over macro-intensity. It's better to read for 15 minutes every single day than to have one 8-hour reading marathon per month. Your brain responds to consistency, not intensity. Small daily actions compound into extraordinary results over 3 years. Third, track your inputs, not just your outputs. Instead of only measuring results, measure the behaviors that create results. Count how many days you meditated, how many books you read, how many times you chose the healthy option. These inputs are entirely within your control and will inevitably lead to the outputs you desire. The FOMO antidote. In our hyper-connected world, FOMO, fear of missing out, is the enemy of the 3-year rule. Every day, you'll see opportunities that promise faster results, shortcuts that seem too good to pass up, trends that everyone else is following. The 3-year rule requires you to develop JOMO, the joy of missing out. When you're committed to a 3-year vision, you develop the superpower of saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great transformations. You understand that every yes to something immediate is a no to something significant. Remember, the person who tries to do everything ends up mastering nothing. But the person who commits to a few key areas for 3 years develops true expertise and lasting change. Long-term vision planning. Your 3-year vision should be specific enough to guide daily decisions, but flexible enough to evolve as you grow. Write down not just what you want to achieve, but who you want to become. What values will you embody? What skills will you master? What impact will you have on others? Create a vision so compelling that it pulls you forward even when motivation fades. Make it personal, emotional, and meaningful. This isn't about impressing others. It's about honoring your potential and becoming the person you know you can be. The compound effect of character. Here's something most people do and realize. The 3-year rule doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes your character. Every time you choose long-term benefit over short-term pleasure, you strengthen your willpower muscle. Every time you persist when others quit, you build unshakable confidence. Every time you trust the process when results aren't visible, you develop faith in your ability to create the life you want. After 3 years of consistent action toward your vision, you won't just have achieved your goals, you'll have become the type of person who achieves goals. That's the real transformation. So it makes your life unrecognizable. The patience paradox. Here's the beautiful paradox of the 3-year rule. The more patient you become with results, the faster they actually come. When you're not desperately seeking immediate payoff, you make better decisions. You don't panic when progress stalls. You don't abandon strategies that are working just because they're working slowly. Patience isn't passive. Waiting, it's active faith in the process. It says the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that consistent action in the right direction will inevitably lead to extraordinary results. Your transformation starts now. So here's my challenge for you. What would your life look like if you fully committed to becoming your best self for the next 3 years? What would you learn? Who would you become? What impact would you have? Don't just dream about it, decide. Choose your 3-year identity today. Write it down. Make it real. Then commit to the daily actions that align with that vision, especially when you don't feel like it. 3 years will pass whether you're intentional about your growth or not. The question is, will you look back 3 years from now with pride at the person you've become? Or will you have the same regrets and unfulfilled potential you might have today? Your unrecognizable life is waiting. It's not built in moments of inspiration. It's built in the quiet consistency of daily choices aligned with your long-term vision. The 3-year rule isn't just about changing your life. It's about changing your life's entire trajectory. The time to start is now. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. If this message resonated with you and you're ready to commit to your own 3-year transformation, hit that like button to let me know. And if you want more content about building mental wealth and creating lasting change in your life, make sure to subscribe to Mental Wealth and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest insights. Remember, your journey to an unrecognizable life starts with a single decision, and that decision starts right now.